Hi guys, my name is Sabo Laulu and it is me answering 100 questions that I know that teenagers ask themselves. Today I want to answer a very quick and straightforward question. Um, this question is actually career driven. Now the question is this. I don't feel like going to a university or a polytechnic or a college of education. I rather prefer to learn a vocation or a trade or an art, but I don't know how to convince my parents. Now, if I were you, if the challenge you have is just about convincing your parent, then I don't think that is a challenge. I would rather have more questions to ask you. One of the questions I want to ask you is that why are you choosing to not go to the four walls of a university or an higher institution? Is it because you didn't pass your WAEC examinations well, or probably you didn't do well with your O level or your JAM? Are those the reasons you decided to actually opt for learning a skill or learning a trade or learning a vocation? If that is your reason, then you are just trying to find an escape route to escape being diligent or being studious. However, if that is not your reason, if you have other reasons, if it's because you feel that you will do better in a particular skill or with a particular vocation, then I can advise you and tell you what I think you should discuss with your parent. For me, one of the first things you need to do is to see a career counselor. Do you have a career counselor in your school? Somebody who has studied you from maybe your GSS1 and has noticed that you had inclinations for certain things, or you have proclivities for certain things. This person can guide you carefully and tell you that, okay, you can push for this vocation or push for this profession or push for this technical training. Now, you should understand that we live in a society where people believe that going to the four walls of a university is a priority than any other thing. People even believe that if you don't go to an higher institution that you have not done well with your life. This is actually a distorted understanding of education. Now, for example, in Nigeria, I know that we have specialized schools for vocations, for technical know-how. We have technical schools in Nigeria, we have vocational schools in Nigeria, we have schools where you can learn different things that are actually government approved and they give certificates. Now, if these are the things you're thinking about, then I will tell you that you can go for them. But I must understand, or you must understand, that the reasons you are pushing for these things is actually a just reason. It's because you have passion for it. It is not because you actually failed WAEC or you failed JAM or you have no other alternative. Now, if your challenge is not doing well with academics, then let us address that before doing that. For you as a student, even if you are going to learn any vocation, you must ensure that at least you have an O-level result that is good. If you have that settled, yes, you can go to any vocational school and learn your trade or learn the profession you want to learn. You can go and learn any of them. But you must also understand that some of these things you want to learn, they could be learned in the university or in a polytechnic or a college. For example, you want to learn about mechanics or things that relate with mechanical engineering. You can actually go to a university to study that. You want to learn about architecture, you can actually go to a university, you can actually go to a polytechnic to learn that. So there are actually some of these professions you think you would learn better, not in the four walls of the school, that are actually practiced or learnt in the school. So if these are the professions you're trying to learn, then I would advise that you go to a school and learn them. Now, the challenge your parents may have is that they may not have all this information, and they want to be sure that you are not trying to excuse us from going to school. So what I would do if I were you is to let them also see my career counselor. If I discuss with my career counselor, let them see my parents too, and let them see how they can brush things together. You must know that your parents also have your interest at heart. So if they are telling you that you must go to school, then you have to go to school. But if it's because you want to learn how to do certain things that you may not learn in the school, then you can go to a government approved school. Why am I mentioning government approved school? So that you can get a certificate for it. There are schools that will give you a certificate that will be accepted by any organization. Now, don't, because in the bid of learning to practice a vocation or a profession, put yourself at a disadvantage. What is the disadvantage? Don't go and learn it on the roadside where you will not be given a certificate. You should learn something that you will get a certificate for, and then you can actually bargain for better payment. Don't learn something that eventually you have to be struggling to make ends meet. Learn something that you can actually go to one of the big conglomerates and tell them that you want to work with them with your certificate. So the challenge you say you have is how to convince your parent. I've told you how you can convince your parent. You can let your parents see your career counselor, or bring out some of these reasons to your parents and explain to them. In fact, you can play this video for your parents and let them see that you can actually learn a vocation without going to the 4 walls of a university, or that there are specialized schools approved by the government where you can learn them. I believe that if you play this thing for them, or you let them see a career counselor, they would be convinced. But always bear in mind, your parents have your interest at heart, and so they sometimes know what is best for you. You may think that you know what is best for you. Sometimes they know what is best for you. Why? They have been in the world longer than you, and they have seen things, they have experienced things that can tell them that if this thing goes this way, this is what will happen. If I've answered your question, you can chat me up on Facebook, chat me up on my WhatsApp, or send me a message on my inbox. But till we meet again and I have answers to give to you to any of your questions, stay good.